Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Brittnee. Okay, we're doing this video a little different because normally, okay, I've done it twice. I skipped last year, but the 2 years before, I did a Q&A video outside and it was snowy and it was at the new year and I thought it would be a cute tradition, but then I skipped last year. Then I thought, I'll do it again this year. But there's not much snow here. This is what we're working with. And I'm in a different location than the last couple times I did this. But I still thought it would be fun to do the Q&A on a little walk. But if you've seen my other ones, I used a gimbal arm. It like kind of keeps the camera steady. But I actually just went and put it away because I remember the last couple years, like, I can get pretty chatty and it gets pretty heavy, and so I just figured I don't really need it. I can point my camera at my own face easy enough. It's a lot lighter, but it's a lot harder to do it landscape mode, so I'm just gonna do it like I'm like on a FaceTime call with you guys. And I could have done it at home, but I don't know. I feel like this is more fun. So this is what we're gonna do. Vertical video, like we're just chatting. So let's get started because you guys sent a lot of questions, which thank you for sending those. Lots of really good questions. And there were a lot that were similar, but not exactly the same. So I organized them kind of by like topic a little bit. In order to cover them maybe more efficiently, because like I said, I can talk. That's why normally I use a script for the most part, because I ramble like I am now. Okay, before we jump into the questions though, let's do our subscriber highlight. I'm still gonna do it because I had someone who stood out to me because they left so many good questions. And now I'm trying to remember. I'll insert the comment here because it was funny. I picked this subscriber from my Christmas video. I think it was the magic bar wreaths to be my subscriber highlight because I think he said he's new to the channel and he left a really nice comment. And then he asked me a whole bunch of questions for this video. So you're the highlight today, Mark Barbier. I don't like reading these names because I always get self-conscious that I'm pronouncing them wrong, but thanks for your comments and all your good questions. So let's get started. Here's my, hold on, I have to stop the video. I was just going to show you my view before we jump into the questions. I am hoping for a good sunset tonight. I waited till this time because I'm hoping that there will be a good sunset. If you've seen my Instagram stories, you've seen the mountains, and usually the winter sunsets are really pretty and the skies look pretty clear, so maybe, we'll see. Okay, so let's get into the questions. The first topic I categorized all these into is like goals for the channel, goals this year, and courses. So that's kind of the topic. I'll just read through the questions because maybe that'll be quicker. I have a hard time not rambling, I swear. Okay. I pretty much included every single question and comment that was left on my last video, so buckle up. I just passed someone on the trail, so had to stop because I was embarrassed. Okay. Well, this comment says, Happy New Year. Thank you. Be safe out there. Lots of bad drivers here in Utah. Smile. That actually made me laugh because I have a real problem because I have to commute every day to work. I wouldn't say I have road rage. Well, sometimes, but it's just the traffic here has gotten crazy and I'm sick of driving. So that made me laugh. And here's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to driving because everyone does it and it's crazy. People just sit in the fast lane. Even when they're going less than the speed limit, they're just sitting there. They don't move over. Even if you're behind them, they don't move over. Drives me insane. Who else? I just think it's crazy, especially when you're trying to get somewhere. Anyway, so that made me chuckle. But next question, are you a full-time chocolate maker? The answer is no. My hands are frozen. I actually, yeah, for those who are new here or haven't seen some of my other videos, you wouldn't know this, but I have a full-time job. I am a bookkeeper / accountant. That's like kind of what I do. So yeah, I work full-time and I do the chocolate stuff on the side and in my free time, which is why sometimes I'm not very consistent, because a lot of the chocolate projects, you know, they're time consuming, so they take a while to do, and I don't always have a ton of time. Like, if I don't have time to do it after work, I have to film on the weekends, and if I'm busy for one weekend with family or going somewhere or doing something else, then I don't really have time to film, so it gets really hard. And if I'm working on a big project like I am right now, I'll talk more about that in a minute, then I also don't have time to like film a normal video for the channel, and then that's just the filming. Then I have to find time to edit, and so yeah, I guess that answers that question. I had to switch hands because it's freezing and my little fingers are going to be really frozen by the time I'm done with this. Okay, so what are your goals for your channel? Is it mostly just for fun, or are you hoping to grow it into your primary source of income? That kind of goes along with the last one, because yeah, right now I don't make enough, not even close, from YouTube to live off of. So yes. Okay, so what are your goals? My goals are to eventually do this full-time. I really like teaching all the things about chocolate that I know, and eventually it would be fun to make enough to do it full-time. I have so many ideas in my head and not enough time to film them and edit them for you. So yes, that is the end goal. It has been since I started the channel. Of course, I do have fun doing it, and that's why I want to do it, because it is a fun job if I could do it full-time. So yeah, that is the goal. And then besides, like, yes, that is the end goal, my goals for the channel, maybe not this year, but eventually, I want to reach 100,000 subscribers so that I can get the YouTube plaque. And that just feels like a good solid number. I don't care if I get above that, because I don't know, that many people stresses me out, honestly. So I'd be happy if it stopped there, but that does feel like a fun milestone. So eventually I will get there, hopefully. And yeah, the other goal is to do this full time and to just keep learning and improving on my own chocolate skills so I can teach you what I know. The next question is, I want to take your class from India. Is there any option? I absolutely love your videos and tutorials. Thank you. I love India. I've been kind of a lot of places there, but that's cool that you're asking about courses. I do have some available, but they're kind of random. I have like a very specific bonbon course on my website, and I also just released a course a little last minute on how to make hot cocoa bombs. And right now, the project I'm working on, which people have asked me a lot about actually, and I'm glad I'm finally doing it, but it became a bigger project than intended, which happens a lot with me because I like try to be very thorough. Well, I don't even know if I try. Well, I don't know how to explain it. I'm kind of naturally that way. And so every project I do kind of gets out of hand. So the course I'm releasing soon is like a really in-depth tutorial on exactly how Hi, I'm back. Sorry, my video cut off. So what I was saying is I'm doing a really comprehensive course on how I do my custom rubber stamps to put on bonbons, like the flat ones, the square ones, the square bars and stuff. So I'm going to teach you exactly how to design your own designs, and then how to get them printed, and then how to use them, and then tips how to use those molds, because they can be difficult because of the corners. And so, what was I saying? So that's the project I'm working on, and it's taking me a lot longer than I thought, because originally I was just going to be like, because usually I use them for Christmas, and I've used a couple designs for like custom orders for random things like balloon dogs and whatever. So in the beginning I was just going to show you just like, here's how I do it, and then release it. And then I was like, oh, I should do like ideas for every single holiday and provide some designs so that you don't have to search for them if you like them. If you don't, you can do your own. And then I'm like, I'll show you how to draw on the iPad, and just like all the editing and how to format it and everything, which will be really helpful. And yeah, so it's gotten out of control, but I finally put in my order for rubber stamps today. Like, I just barely finished my designs. I was supposed to order them 2 weeks ago, so this is how it's going. And I ordered 59 little stamps, so lots of fun in store, but that's just an example of what's going on. But to answer your question, to get back to your question, that's the current course I'm working on. And so, as you can see, the 3 courses I'll have available are kind of random and very specific. So if that's what you're not into, I don't expect it to be for everyone. But my goal this year is to start from the very bottom, the foundation of chocolate making, and do a really comprehensive course on tempering, all the different methods, what can go wrong, how to know if you've succeeded, different types of chocolate, cocoa butter, that kind of thing. And after that, I want to focus, from that course moving forward, on building upon that. So I'm thinking I'll do chocolate tempering first, and then molding just in general, and then using cocoa butter to decorate, like really comprehensive, and then how to formulate fillings and fillings shelf life and all that. So that's kind of the goal for courses. So I guess to answer your question, I do have courses, but probably not maybe what you're looking for right off the bat if you're new to chocolate. So stay tuned. That is my goal. And it's just really hard to get it done because it's super time consuming, but there's just not a ton of spare time after work and all the other things in life. But that is my goal, so I'm working on it. I'm not so sure we're going to get a super nice sunset tonight, sadly. Okay, next question. I'm just going to read 2 questions because they kind of go together. You'll see why. What are your chocolate projects for the new year? Someone asked. And someone also asked, are you considering creating a Patreon? Funny you should ask. Okay, so my chocolate goals for the new year. Well, I kind of talked about some of them. Courses is one. I have a couple. Oh, did I say goals? The question is projects. So yeah, my biggest projects in the back of my head are courses. My other project is how to monetize the channel in the best way for you guys, like provide valuable information and also work towards making a living doing it. If I could find some sponsors, that'd be cool. It's hard with chocolate because it's very specific, and a lot of the businesses, like cocoa butter businesses and stuff, they're pretty small, so they don't have a ton of money. It's not like, I don't know, other people online, YouTubers and stuff, work with big companies that have money to sponsor your video or something, but mine's not really like that, so it's kind of hard. So some other projects, I want to use my my mold making machine more. I've only used it once for the channel, and that was to do the my 50K celebration balloon shapes. There's some birds. They're not flying this way. There always has to be an animal issue on these videos too. If you didn't see my other two, there's always some sort of animal incident. I think the first year I saw foxes in this foxes. I think you can use either. And the second year there were like ducks crossing the road and I couldn't pass. And dogs. Ugh. Let's not talk about that. I'm scared of dogs, for those of you who don't know. But yeah, so I want to use my mold maker machine more this year, and I have a couple project ideas. One is that I still owe you guys a video on like a recap from my trip to Australia, and what I want to do with my mold maker is mold whale sharks. So I want to make some whale shark shaped bars. So I'm excited to do that. Hi, I'm back. Okay, I had to let a dog pass. Speaking of dogs, he was nice though. Another project I'd love to do is learn more about chocolate sculpting, but if I'm realistic, I don't think that's going to happen this year, but in future years, maybe, hopefully, because yeah, I really need to stick to focusing on one thing because I get distracted a lot because I have a lot of ideas in my head. That's why like I've been talking about filming courses for a couple years and I haven't done it yet because I'm continuing to learn, which is good, but also I get distracted, and most of the time I get distracted filming new fun ideas for the channel, which is a good thing, so I'm not mad about it. But yeah, I probably won't be learning how to sculpt chocolate for a while, but that's a future goal project. And yes, okay, so a Patreon is something I've considered and I've looked into in the past, but then I've even asked like on a poll on the channel, but I think this was like 2 years ago, if people would want to, but it's kind of hard. Sometimes you can't predict if you might have more people than comment or what, but it didn't really seem like the right time. But I have been thinking this year it would be fun to do that, and I was actually going to bring it up in this video before you asked that question, so it's kind of perfect that you asked it. But my question, I have a couple questions for you guys. One, would you want it to be on Patreon or somewhere else? So there are a couple options. YouTube has something called memberships. So you would just join like a paid membership on my channel. So everything would all be in one place. You wouldn't have to go to a different website to look at the content. The drawback of YouTube is they actually take a large portion. I think they take like 30% of the membership fee, which is pretty hefty, probably because you're paying for convenience. Patreon, they take some, of course, because they provide a platform, but they take a lot less, and Patreon is really well known, so a lot of you have probably already heard of it, which is good. And then my third option would be through my website. So if you already have a login there, if you've bought a course, you would use the same login to get to memberships, which would be like where I post monthly videos that only you can see if you're a paying member. So maybe you guys let me know where you would want me to do them. Website and Patreon, like, pretty much would be the same for me. Like, I don't really think there's a benefit. There might be a benefit for you guys if you have other people that you have Patreons with and subscribe to. So you guys let me know. And then the second question is, what would you like to see over there that's different than on my YouTube channel here? Like, what type of videos would you think are worth paying a little extra a month for? All right. Still no luck on the sunset. It's looking a little bit boring. Still pretty, but you know, I was hoping for something really colorful. But I am starting to think that this is gonna once again take me a lot longer than I thought. So I might be back for sunrise in the morning to finish the video. We'll see. Okay. I thought there was someone behind me. Okay, here's the next question. Hi, Brittnee. Happy New Year. Oh, thank you. I was just like focused on reading. I think you've mentioned previously that you do chocolate in your spare time along your main job. yeah. Do you have any short/long-term plans to go into chocolate work full-time? If so, do you have any advice on making the transition? Thanks. Looking forward to more amazing videos from you. Thank you. That's nice of you to say. So, like we've kind of talked about already, chocolate full-time, yes, but in a different way than you might be asking. Ever since I started the channel, I realized that I really enjoy teaching, and so I want to keep doing that. And I also really value my freedom, which is kind of what drew me to start a YouTube channel in the first place, because I love traveling, as you know, and I like the thought of opening a bakery or a chocolate shop is like so fun. Like, it just sounds so fun. But I think that's it, is that it sounds so fun. But it is like a lot of work. And then I wouldn't like get to keep the thing that's pretty much one of my highest values, which is flexibility and freedom and the ability to like seize an opportunity, go on a trip, or go see something new. So that's like the one thing that really makes me not want to do chocolate full-time in that way. Of course, another option is to just keep doing it from my house, which is what I do now. And I basically just do it when I want to do it, like for special events or holidays. And that works out good because you also know when you're going to need to do stuff and you can just plan around that. So I think I'll keep doing that for a while. But like I've mentioned, my real focus is really to teach and keep growing the channel and keep learning. Another thing I like about it, doing that, like having that be my path to chocolate, is that I kind of get to do whatever I want. You know, I still want to do things that you guys like to watch and things that you can learn from. But I love being able to experiment and just like try things. Like if I have a weird idea, I can just try it. And it's still valuable because you guys can always learn something, even if it's not the exact same thing that I'm like intending to do in the video. And I think that's cool. And I think it's a lot of fun. I've talked about this in the other Q&As, but if you don't know, I went to culinary school a long time ago now, and we only had one little tiny section on chocolate. And back then I wanted to be like a cake decorator, and that's when I kind of started being like, wow, chocolate work is so cool. Like, I didn't even know anything about it. And then after that, I worked in a couple bakeries. I worked in a bakery at a hotel, and with every single job, like, I liked them and they were fun, but I got bored. Like, I got bored really easy, because once you learn the job and learn everything that's specific to a specific place, you just kind of like do that. You just do that one thing or 10 things or whatever their process and methods are. You just repeat them. And so I would get pretty bored. And I also realized that working like in a bakery, like, you don't make a ton of money. Not that like money is the main goal, but like it is hard because you don't make a lot. And yeah, just the repetitiveness, like, I didn't really love it. I wanted to like do different things all the time and try new things and learn new things. And so if I just continue with YouTube, I can do that, because I can make whatever video you guys want to see and do experiments and come up with new recipes and share them, and new decorations and designs and techniques, like making your own molds or, you know, whatever. And I think that's really fun. So yeah, that's my plan. Way further in the future, I do eventually want to have my own shop, because I just think that would be cool. And more than just having a chocolate shop, my like dream would be to have like a chocolate school retreat center thing of some sort. Like last year when I went to Thailand for aerial silks, I'll like link some of these videos if you haven't seen them, just for fun. So when I went to Thailand, it was for aerial silks and it was a retreat. So there they like provided everything, like the hotel was there and they had a restaurant there and they fed us every meal, and you just paid for the whole week. And then throughout the day we were practicing and learning things on the silks. I thought I heard an animal. And I was like, this would be so cool to do, but with chocolate. And then like we also did little mini excursions around nearby places. And I was like, that would be so cool, like chocolate / vacation exploring, because those are both things that I like to do. So I think that would be fun. And I don't know if I'll still live in Utah, but Utah's a pretty cool place. Lots of fun things to explore here. And I think it would be fun to have like a retreat center place where people could come and like see all the cool things around here, and also learn how to make chocolate, make new friends, and have somewhere to stay, eat good food. Yeah, I just think that'd be fun. So like way in the future, because that would be tough to do and really expensive. So not there yet, but maybe one day. All right. Okay, the last question with this category, which, oh my gosh, this is going to be fun to edit because I'm rambling and I need to go quicker. How did you start your business? First steps. It's very scary to take that first step. I agree. It is scary, but it depends on which step you're talking about. Because the first step, well, yeah, it depends on what first step you mean. Because really, I don't even know. I started my business, but I don't know really which business or what business, because really I just make chocolates on the side, and I just started learning more and more online and teaching myself things and experimenting, and that was actually scary. It took me a while to like take the first step of even like trying to make a colored cocoa butter chocolate, but it's kind of come natural. Mostly I just use social media, family, friends, and people I know and around here, and I just sell chocolates to whoever wants some. And sometimes I'll make them and try to sell them. And that's really all I do. I haven't really taken any risks, and I think that's what you mean. Like I said, I'm not like jumping in and buying a bunch of equipment and opening a chocolate shop. So for me, it's not that scary because the risk is pretty low. I work a full-time job and I save up for equipment and I buy it slowly over time. So I've just bought things like one little thing at a time, and I only buy it when I need it and buy things as I'm learning and growing, and then I share what I know. So that's kind of my path. So it might be a little different than maybe your question was asking, but that's kind of what I've done. All right, this is draining my battery quite fast, and it's getting, you can't tell, it's getting dark. It's not getting dark yet, but it's definitely past sunset, sadly. We're gonna see if we can get a good sunrise in the morning though. I'm gonna wake up bright and early for you guys. Okay, the next category is hobbies / travels. Aside from making chocolate, what else do you like doing? What do you like to read, watch, listen to, ... Aside from making chocolate, I like to travel, and I like to travel a lot. Like I like to, I don't know, my goal for the rest of my life is to go somewhere international at least once per year. Last year I went 2 places, well, 2 trips, multiple places. I also like to do aerial silks and a couple other things. I sometimes do hammock and hoop, but mostly silks. I like anything artsy. I like sketching, drawing, painting, but like I'm not that good. I'd like to practice more. Like I took painting in college, but like I wouldn't say I'm a painter, but I do like doing it. I used to play the drums. Well, play. I took lessons starting when I was like 24, and like on and off I would take lessons, but I haven't practiced in literally 3 years, and that's actually one of my goals this year, is to pull out the old drum set and start practicing again, because it's really fun. And then you asked, what I like to watch and like listen to and read. Another thing I'm really into, if I do have spare time, or even if I don't have spare time and I shouldn't be, but I do it anyway, I really like video games, but I don't play all the time, and I don't play anything. Like, I've just been specifically into a certain video game. Starting last year at New Year's, I bought Hollow Knight, and I was obsessed with it. And I played it like all of Christmas break last year, and got super into it, and I like played it 3 times all the way through. Not too perfect, but like I like kept starting it over. And then this year, and if you know, in fact, comment if you do know, because it'll be fun, because for the people who know what Hollow Knight is, they really love it, so you'll appreciate this. But there's a sequel that was released this year, just like a couple months ago. Oh, this year, well, last year. It's January, but it was released last year. I think September. Yeah, September. Called Silk Song, and I've been obsessed with it, and I just beat it like 2 weeks ago. I'm still working on that 100% though. I'm like at 98%. So that's been like my latest obsession. So in any spare time I have, that's what I'm doing, is playing Silk Song. It's the best. But as far as watching, listening, all that, I listen to a bunch of random things, podcasts. I kind of like half listen to a lot of things, like while I'm at work, or driving, commuting to work. And let's see, I don't read a lot of books because I'm usually on the go or making chocolate or playing Silk Song. But when I do read, I love to read like a murder mystery, suspense book. Those are my favorite books to read. I have a tradition when I'm going on a trip that I'll buy a book at the airport. So that's something. Otherwise, I listen to Audible books, but like really random and usually like informational. So my currently what I'm listening to is Fast Like a Girl. Sounds weird, but it's kind of like a health book talking about fasting and the benefits of that. And watch. What do I like to watch? My guilty pleasure watch is The Real Housewives, but I only watch 2 locations. So I watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I live in Salt Lake City area and I grew up in Utah, so it's just too good because it's so local, you know? So it's really interesting. And then I also watch the Beverly Hills because it's fun. And then on that same note, I also watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because, again, it's just too close to home and I find it interesting. And right now I'm watching 2 shows, like week to week. I'm watching Traitors and I'm really into it. It's pretty fun to watch. In fact, there's a new episode tonight, so that's probably what I'll do in an hour when that drops. The other show I'm watching is Tell Me Lies on Hulu, which I started a couple years ago, so I've been following. It's like the weirdest show. It gives me major anxiety to watch, but now I'm watching because I really need to know what happens. So, and then let's see what's coming up. Oh, Bridgerton is coming up. I watched that. And let's see, you know, something interesting is coming out on Friday. Oh, it's a live Netflix show Alex Honnold is like climbing a skyscraper. If you've seen the movie Free Solo, I'm super into that kind of stuff too. I've like watched every documentary. For a minute, I like subscribed to National Geographic's like streaming platform, and I watched all of the like rock climbing and mountaineering documentaries, and those were really good. Yeah, so that's kind of what I watch. Other than that, like random documentaries that, you know, that are interesting that pop up on any of the platforms. So yeah. Okay, one more question for tonight, and then I think I'll finish this tomorrow because it's freezing and my phone's really running out of battery. Took a break from walking because I'm scared that when I get back inside and I check this video back, I'm just gonna be like huffing and puffing, and you're not even gonna be able to hear this. I hope you can though. Any 2026 travel plans? Great question. Not yet, actually. So I don't have anything booked yet, but a couple in mind. One is I've been to Norway, but possibly going back to Norway, more to the northern part to see the northern lights. And then a couple trips to California, maybe climbing Half Dome, and nothing else booked yet, but a couple of my top places to travel would be Morocco, Greece, Croatia, Madagascar, South Africa, Japan. Honestly, I'd go anywhere, but those are a couple that come to mind. But yeah, hopefully I'll have something, and when I do, you guys will know.